Hey there. So my name is Tamir. I'm the CEO of Adelante, and we're going to talk about the secret method to launch Zendesk in 7 days or less, which is a five-step framework to implement Zendesk in your company really fast. So just to give you a little bit of background about myself and the company. So I was previously working in a family insurance business, international health insurance for expats. The number of tickets grew with a big time difference problem. We had customers in Hong Kong speaking with us in Israel while the insurance companies are in the States or in the UK. So we implemented Zendesk to solve the customer service problem so I can go back to focus on marketing and sales. And I figured out it could help, what I was doing there could help other businesses. So I established Adelante, which means forward in Spanish, in 2017. And I started implementing Zendesk for different companies, and we've done more than 100 Zendesk projects up to now. And over time, we saw that we were doing the same setup work over and over again manually. Things started to break. And I realized that if there is no system, I'll never be free to develop my own business. And at this point in time, a colleague told me he was setting up CRMs through the API. And I figured I could do the same and just sell the project work. So I formalized the process, automated the work, and we're able to cut down the time spent on implementing Zendesk from about 20 to 30 hours per project to about 3 to 5 hours. Our customers managed to go live with Zendesk in 7 days, and I'm learning to become a business owner versus being a contractor. So the goal is by the end of this presentation, you will know exactly what you need to do to get Zendesk up and running in your company in 7 days or less without relying on engineering or any other external resources that you can't really have full confidence will be available for you. And the truth is that CRM implementations are normally long projects. It always seems like a 1 week project, but it ends up taking months. And vendors make it seem easy because they want you to purchase, but they have no game plan and just send you their help center articles to set up the platform and customize it for your needs. And the truth is that you can make time and cost savings getting Zendesk up and running. You can reduce the onboarding period and get it working as quickly as possible. You can eliminate the risk of costly mistakes while learning the system, and you can do everything yourself without involving your engineering department and getting into their backlog. And we are the only people dedicated to solving this problem. We are a certified Zendesk Premier implementation partner. And so you know it's working. I'm not bullshitting you. Here are some reviews from our Fiverr project page. All of those are verified reviews. And you can see that customers say that we did work in less than a week that would have taken them months, and that they were able to go live with Zendesk within 7 days. And so this really works. And this is what I'm going to bring over to you. So when we're looking at your jobs to be done or what you need to do to get Zendesk live, you have 5 steps that you need to go through. The first step is actually setting up Zendesk and configuring it according to the needs of you and your team. The second thing that you need to do is integrate it with your backend platform. It could be your e-commerce website, it could be your CRM, it could be a customer data platform. Most of the businesses have a backend platform they want to integrate with. And the third thing you need to do is train and onboard your team. The fourth thing that you need to do is iterate quickly after launch and get feedback from your team and adjust the system for that feedback. And then the fifth and the last step that you need to do, there are actually some additional steps to make sure that you're getting the maximum ROI from Zendesk. So when we are looking at setting up Zendesk, it's important to keep in mind that the organization is your customer. And so you always need to have a game plan. You can't just wing it and say, okay, let's purchase Zendesk and then see what happens. And I think it's important to know that you're not going to get it right, or at least 100% right the first time. So you need to be prepared to iterate. And figure out, get feedback from the team, figure out what's not working, and then fix that as you go. So iteration is really important when you're setting it up for the first time. And some questions to ask yourself when you're starting to prepare for the setup is, first, how do we support customers now? And how do we want to support them when we are bringing Zendesk in? The second thing, the volume of requests that you're getting right now, how do you want to get this into Zendesk? What's your migration plan? And third, what's your time frame so you can build an implementation time frame and also present it to your management. And it's really important to keep to the right order and do what's functional to get the system working before doing the sexy things, meaning you first have to set up the views, you first have to set up the mailboxes, and you first have to set up the agents and the groups before you go into setting up triggers and workflows and chatbots and that kind of stuff. And normally what we see people doing the old way is just reading through help center articles if they're self-serving and self-implementing, or connecting with an hourly consultant and kind of like just winging it instead of having a game plan. And that results in a really slow implementation that possibly takes months and months and wasted time and money. And the new way of doing that is to have a game plan and go live in days instead of months. So you have a list of items that you need to cross off. And once you have done that and you have checked all those items, you know you're ready to get started with Zendesk. The second thing you need to pay attention to is integrating with your backend. And over here, it's really important to always favor the no code and the ready-made integrations. Probably, unless you are a huge company and you need some really custom integration, if there is an integration that's available in the marketplace, it can probably do 80% of what you need it to do. If there isn't an integration, you could probably build one using tools like Zapier and Make.com instead of involving your engineers. Normally, we recommend just doing the basics at the beginning. Even just getting the user profiles into Zendesk is a huge win a lot of the times. And then keeping the customization for a later stage. A couple of months in, you know better what you need to see from your CRM in Zendesk, and then you can start customizing the integration. And if you have to customize, how do you do that? You can use no-code API tools, which are kind of like Wix for APIs, and they allow you to build workflows that are easier for the business users, in this case, the CX users or admins, to maintain versus developing an integration, which means that your developers have to work on that. You normally have to pull out a developer from product work to work on those integrations. And when CX is always fighting for resources, and it's very common, it's not to get the development resources. So instead of getting placed into the engineering backlog and waiting for months for something to happen, you could use those no-code API tools for quick wins around your integration needs. And the old way of doing that and working with your backend platform is having the CX agent switch tabs or relying on engineering, which means you either have like really inefficient workflows or you have a long time to production and very little flexibility if you want to make changes in the future. And the new way is using no-code integrations. You have a much faster time to production. It's easier to change, and the costs are substantially lower. So one of the tools you can do all of that with is Make.com. Make allows you to really transform workflows into reality by using a no-code visual platform. And you can see here an example that we have created for a customer. This syncs between Klaviyo, which is their email marketing and CRM platform, into Zendesk, and then into Zendesk Sunshine, which is the Zendesk more advanced events and CRM platform. And that allows them to get a full view of the customer in within their ticket. So the ticket actually looks like this. And then when the agent goes in to respond to the ticket, they already have all the interactions that happened on Klaviyo, and they can have a real 360 degrees view of the customer. The third thing that you need to pay attention to is training and onboarding. And you need to make sure that you tailor a learning path to your agents according to your specific setup. Don't do a generic training because that gets them just more confused. It's also really important to sell the value of Zendesk to your agents. Make sure you have one per POC that's leading the training for everybody else. Make sure to emphasize the agent training to reduce the change resistance and emphasize training around triggers and automations to make sure that everything is running smoothly and you're taking advantage of Zendesk and not just using it as an email tool. You need to have expertise in how Zendesk works to train the team, but you might not always have that. So it's really important to make sure that you have an external resource that helps you with the training. The old way really is just generic training from your vendor, in that case Zendesk, or a rep or previously used Zendesk. You end up using 10% of the features and you run into a knowledge gap. The new way is to customize the learning path and training for your agents and the admins. Make sure to serve the right content at the right time. Make sure they're first getting used to the platform, and only then you start layering on top some more advanced functionality. And the result will really be agents and admin independence and less resistance to change, meaning that it's going to be a more smooth transition from whatever you're using before into Zendesk. The fourth step is iterating quickly after you launch. So there are a couple of support options available for you. And obviously, you could use the Zendesk support. They are very platform oriented. They are not very business process oriented, and they just keep sending you articles. You can use informal support from communities. It's useful, but not always reliable. You can't always know that it's going to be there. And you will have to upskill yourself through the Zendesk training for admin if you don't have previous experience. And you could rely on consultants, which provide kind of like a mix of the Zendesk training, the generic sense, versus the field experience that they accumulated in the past. And the other way is, again, reading through articles, asking Zendesk for support. You're going to waste a lot of time doing that and not necessarily go anywhere. And the new way is to have a subject matter expert available for you for the first 30 days. This will make sure you have short feedback loops, you get to iterate on changes really quickly, and you have a successful launch. And finally, and oh, this is an example of how it looks. This is one of our customers, and they say all that Zendesk does is send me articles. And finally, there are some additional steps you might want to take for a maximum ROI. You need to have a 1 year game plan to make sure that you see the ROI from Zendesk. You will somewhere along the way have to work with third parties. So chatbot platforms, agent productivity apps, reporting. So make sure you account for that. Make sure to get suggestions from your peers, what's working for them and what's not, and decide on your checkpoints and your goals to know if Zendesk was implemented properly for you. The old way of doing that is again asking communities, guesstimating when to do what. The result is a lesser ROI during the first year and possibly churning and moving off to a different platform. And the new way is to make sure you have a 1 year Zendesk game plan. This will allow you to provide ROI visibility to your management and just to make better use of the platform. So the checkpoints we recommend you to look into are 1 month after you started working on Zendesk. If you need to do a data migration, if you came from another platform, make sure to do this then, not before you start using Zendesk, but normally 1 month in is a good time frame. 3 months in, make sure to measure your internal results and see if you need agent productivity apps, ticket categories to find out why people reach out to you, and measure your cost per ticket. And then 6 months in, you want to start implementing automation. You could implement voice to messaging. So if someone calls you, you can redirect them to text messages or to WhatsApp if your audience is using WhatsApp. You want to start looking into chatbots and implementing chatbots. You want to start looking into reporting and and fill out any gaps that you have in reporting. And you want to look into automation of the agent workflows. Particularly, you might want to look at routing, how tickets get assigned to the right agents. And 12 months in is a good time to measure your return on the investment and make sure that Zendesk is working properly for you and your organization as a whole is seeing the value. So can you see for yourself that when you implement Zendesk quickly and efficiently, you connect your external platforms by using ready-made integrations or no-code platforms. You provide your agents with a friendly and easy way to learn the platform, and you provide the admin or the leader of this project with an easy way to get support and iterate after the launch. You can get this project live within a week. And our solution is the Zendesk Express setup. And we help companies get started with Zendesk and configure it and have it ready to go for a tenth of the time and money they would spend hiring someone to do it any other way. And most of our customers say that what we help them with is avoiding the learning curve, focusing on their core activities, and making Zendesk work for them. So if you look at what it takes to set up Zendesk, a Zendesk implementation usually runs at the 20K to 35K thousand dollars just for the setup and the configuration if you have a large team. The CRM integration is normally around 7.5K to 15K, depending on exactly what kind of integration you're looking to build, like which custom integration. If you're looking to go with the Zendesk tailor-made training, then that's going to run around 60K, and the support for 1 month is going to cost you 5K at least. And then if you're looking at the 1 year game plan, then that's at least a value of 15K in discounts and in saved time and money looking at the wrong products. So apart from that, we also provide bonuses. We give you a work from home tool to monitor your agent performance, which is valued at 4K per year for 10 agents. We give you one-on-one Zendesk admin training, which we normally charge $1,000 for. We give free lifetime access to our Zendesk training, which is constantly updated. It's worth $1,000 for every new employee that you're onboarding, which means it's 10K per year for a team of 10 agents. We give you access to a Zendesk Tech Admin Mastery course, which is worth 1K. And we also give you access to a no-code API automation course, so you can build all those CRM integrations by yourself, which is worth 5K. So the total value of everything, including the bonuses, is for 85 to 120K if you were to do it in any other way. And we also provide a guarantee, a 30 days money back guarantee. If in any case you're not happy with your implementation, reach out, we'll make it work. If we can't, we'll give you your money back. So our price is tenth of what it would cost you to do it any other way. Book a call with us. I'll share the details in a second if you want to learn more and get a price. And that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Follow the framework to achieve a successful launch. Reach out if you need any help. My email is tamir@getadelante.com. Website is getadelante.com. And my LinkedIn is Tamir Bashkin, and the support-driven Slack handle is also Tamir Bashkin. So thank you very much, and have a successful implementation, and have a good day. Bye.